Hello, my dear fashionista. You are welcome to Yvonne Winfrey UG. Today's episode is about this nice skirt. It has that front stylish zipper that opens up into a slit. So you're most welcome. If you are new, feel at home. Just subscribe to join the family, and we can now start how to make this skirt. So I have this Ankara fabric that I'll be using and this cotton lining and our stylish metallic zipper that I will need for that front design. So these are my work pieces, my fabrics that I'll be using. I have my front and back. As usual, the back has a zipper allowance of 1 inch, and putting my front, so that is the 1 inch of zipper allowance, and putting my front on top of this back. This is what I have, and I'll be taking all my measurements from this center front, not the zipper allowance, the center front. So how I've determined the width of this work piece is by dividing the hip measurement, the largest measurement that I'm working with today, of 40 inches, dividing it by 4, I get 10 plus 1 inch, since I'll be using this zipper, and that 1 inch is also for the back dart, and then more 2 inches, since I'll be working with lining as the allowance, seam allowance. So in all, I have 13 inches in width minus the zipper allowance, and the length that I'm working with is 22 inches plus also 2 inches for the hemming allowance. So on top here, I'll be adding a waistband. So I've left about 1.5 inches, and then I've marked a line that is 1/2 inch from the top. So I'll be placing my tape measure like this, putting in mind that I have a waistband to add there of about 1.5 inches. And now this new line is my waistline. So I'll be placing my tape measure like that, taking off that waistband measurement of about 1.5 inches and 1/2 inch as the joining allowance. So from the waistline, I went down at 9 inches and marked the hip line, and then the rest is the hemline and the hem allowance. So at the waistline, dividing the waist measurement I'm working with by 4 inches plus 1 inch as the allowance for the zipper, because I want to be adding a dart for the front, but I'll be considering it at the back. And then the 2 inches that I talked about of the seam allowance. So for the hip, I just mark it, since that is all that we have on this fabric. So from there, I just connect those 2 points at the hip line. So I go down by at least 1 inch from the hip line. That is where I mark the hip line, so that I avoid that pointy edge at the hip line. So whatever I have at the hip line, I reduce it by 1 inch and I mark it at the hemline. So here I'm marking 12 inches. You can even reduce it by 1.5 or even 2 inches to achieve that pencil skirt shape. So from the hemline, I connect to the 1 inch that I went below the hip line, so that there is no point edge at the hip line, because I'm not using the correct rulers. But if you have the correct rulers, you can just connect straight to your hip line. So that is it, guys. And now on top here, for only this front, I'm going to go down by 1/2 inch just to shape out the waistline of the front, but not the back, only the front. So from that center front, I go down by 1/2 inch and then connect directly to the side like that. So now I can determine where my dart will be for the back. If you want, you can put a dart for the front, but I didn't consider it here. but it will help me, that point will help me when I'm marking where the front zipper, that stylish zipper that we are working with, will be. So it will be at about 4 inches according to the nipple point that I'm working with. So from there, I just fold my allowance and start cutting. Don't forget to like this video and comment below if you have any questions, or if you have any supplements or any compliments. Thank you. So moving on, this is now my front and this is the back. Putting the back aside, let us work with the front first. So I'm going to cut off this slant that we made for the front. Remember, it's only for the front, not the back. And again, I make sure my dot placement point is placed. So guys, from here now I can decide where I want the zipper to be, which side. So I have to make sure I know where my center front is. So it is there. And now from this center front, I'm going to be marking 4 inches. And that is according to the nipple to nipple measurement. So I'm going to mark 4 inches from the center front to where the 4 inches end. So the nipple to nipple measurement I'm working with in this case is 7 inches. Dividing it by 2, I get 3.5 plus half an inch as the joining allowance. So this is what I'm doing from the waistline till the hemline, marking 4 inches, coming out with a line, and that is where my zipper will be. So now I can cut it into 2 parts. So this is what I do for the front. So now I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate all these pieces in the lining. And this is it, guys. So but what I've just made is I've reduced my lining by 1 inch. By 1 inch. English, please. So anyway, all these pieces are reduced by 1 inch, and this is how I am going to sew. So starting off with the front, I'll join the lining with the main piece by half an inch at the hemline there, and after joining it, I now pull my lining so that it aligns with the main fabric at the waistline. So I'll do the same for all these pieces. Start at the hemline, sewing by half an inch, and then pull it up so that it aligns with at the waistline, and then move on. So that is what will be. This is for the back. After pulling the lining, I'll cut it into 2 for that zipper allowance, then take in the darts and complete the sides, and then I'll just leave the waistline open so that I will have this. This is it, guys. I've done everything I've talked about, and this is it on the right side, and I can now flip this onto the right side. Remember that that's separately sewn in. That is for the lining and for the main piece. So this is what I have now for the back. I'll just do like this at the sewing machine, join that center back, and then I'll attach the zipper afterwards. That is after joining everything. The zipper will be the last thing. So now working with the front, I have this zipper. So from the hemline for the front, I'm going to take off 4 inches. You can even take off 5, or it depends on you and according to your length. So taking off 4 inches, I'm going to get my zipper and place the zipper at the 4 inches. So the zipper will start from where the 4 inches placement is. And now let me just take it to the wrong side so that I show you everything very well. So this is our skirt. Starting from the zipper where the 4 inches ended, that is where the zipper will start from, going up to the waistline. So right sides facing each other, that is for the zipper and the main piece. I will sandwich the zipper, as you see, between the lining and the main piece, the main skirt fabric, and then pin everything together here at the edge, as you see. Pin it down so that I'll just, making sure that this excess zipper part is out of the way, towards this part that is going to be inside. I'll top stitch from the hemline going up so close to the zipper so that it is attached down, and that is the small sneak peek. So from there I'll do the same to the other side also. Remember, you just sandwich the zipper onto between the lining and the main skirt piece, and then so close to the zipper so that you come up with such a thing. So I'll do that at the sewing machine, and this is the back, and now this is the front. So this is the zipper. It is sewn down so neatly and professional. So guys, those are the 4 inches point, or the 4 inches that we left. That is it. So after everything, this is what I have. The sides are also sewn already, and this is how neat the zipper looks like. So I'll just cut off that excess zipper, bring my back piece, align it with the front. This will be at the sewing machine, and then join in the sides, and from the sides I'll attach my belt. So guys, this is it so far. I've joined the sides, and this is the belt that I have. So the belt is here. I've stitched one edge, or both the edges, and now I'm just going to sandwich my skirt in between the two parts of the waistband or the waist belt, and I'll just top stitch all along this entire waistline of this skirt all around, and that will be it. I'll just add a zipper on here, and the skirt will be done, guys. So let me do that at the sewing machine to come up with this skirt. This is what I have now. Beautiful. The waistband is attached. This is how the zipper opens. Remember, it starts opening from down near the hemline. That is it, guys. So nice. I didn't add a dart in front, but if you want, you can add it. The darts are only at the back. This is how the inside looks like. Very neat. No need for overlooking. So, and this is the back. This is the center back, and I'm loving what I see. I'm loving this cut, you guys. Just go on and subscribe to Yvonne Winfrey UG. This is it from the inside. So neatly done. What do you think, guys? It is beautiful. It is beautiful. Thank you for all your support. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching Yvonne Winfrey UG, and I think I'll be seeing you soon in my next video.